And welcome back to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player, weight loss champion. That's Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Holla.
Former wrestling announcer and weight loss champion Chuck Carroll here. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Fourth and Pain. And whatever else you do, by God, each and every weekday, high noon Eastern, fourthandpain.com. Brand new content. And as always, Adam, those shows, they are low calorie, high energy.
And radio greatness?
Mediocrity,
okay,
I'd like to go
question
for.
mark. All right.
You're setting the bar far too high for a couple of average
Right
shows.
above average, just below good.
I like it.
There we
go. With that, we welcome to the show, as we do each and every week, Goldberg here to make his NFL playoff picks with us. Goldberg, how are you this week?
I'm feeling great, Jeff. And yourself?
Doing pretty good.
Marvelous.
And I know that you have to be feeling pretty good as well. Picking 3 out of the 4 games in the divisional round correctly last week. Congratulations. You are back on the winning track, my man.
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't real hard upping my performance from the prior week. So let's be perfectly honest. 3 and 4 is a heck of a lot better than 1 and 4. So yeah, I'm riding high.
3 and 4, and let's reset the standings for the fans right now. Believe it or not, boys, and I do not mean to toot my own horn. I'm in first place.
Do.
Well, of course,
exactly
I do,
what you're
but I'm
doing.
trying to stay humble. Damn
Don't
it!
try to be false humble.
With 13 points, I'm in first place here in the playoff standings. Adam, you and your wife are tied at 12, along with the fan pick.
The fans are at 12.
And Goldberg, you have made up massive ground. You are only 1 point back. And here's the great thing: this week's picks, this week's games, worth 4 points each. Plenty of opportunity for everybody to continue to make up ground. Goldberg, at week's end, you could find yourself in first place once again.
Just for fun, who won the regular season again?
That would be
my wife. My wife did.
Who, along with who else?
I don't know. My wife won. I don't remember who else was even playing, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
You did. We got to give you credit. You did. You did.
So,
as poorly as I do in the playoffs, I have to keep referencing.
You just got to remember, nobody cares about the regular season. It's all about the playoffs.
3 out of 4 is nothing to sneeze about.
Yeah, it says you. It says you. The teams that did well in the regular season sure care about it.
Hey, man. Well, you know what?
It's all about the playoffs, my friend.
I'm happy to be where I am.
That's the Falcons.
So let's look ahead, see if we can... Let's look ahead, see if we can't put some more points on the board this week. We're going to start with the NFC Championship game. San Francisco 49ers, pure annihilation of the Green Bay Packers last weekend. Now they travel east to face the Atlanta Falcons, who nearly blew it against the Seattle Seahawks. Goldberg, you are the guest. Are you going with Colin Kaepernick, or is this the Atlanta Falcons' time to shine and head to the Super Bowl?
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, man. As a former member of the Falcons and a lifelong fan, I have to go with my Falcons. I remember this rivalry, whether it was during the season or in the playoffs. We didn't see him much in the playoffs when I was there. But anyway, you can throw the records out. Obviously, San Fran had a hell of a game, and Atlanta squeaked by the skin of their teeth. But it's a home game for the Falcons, and I think they're gonna come alive, man. I think they're gonna come out on top.
I like the pick, despite the fact that they proved to be vulnerable last weekend. Adam, how do you see this one?
I mean, I made a joke, a couple minutes ago about the Falcons, but I think they have all the potential, all the talent, all the ability. I think they're a team who could definitely win this game. And the problem is, I think the 49ers, I think they might be the best team in the NFL, especially with Colin Kaepernick becoming who he has become after what he did to the Packers a week ago. He can run, he can throw, he's got a great arm. I mean, every stride he takes, he covers about 3 yards on that read option. I'm going to have to go with the Niners. They got about 4 or 5 all-pro guys on that defense as well. I just got to give the edge to the Niners, but I got a lot of respect for the Falcons.
And I'm going to agree with you 100%. I think that this is going to be a very, very close game, but I do believe that San Francisco advances and represents the NFC in the Super Bowl. Adam, do you know how your wife is picking this?
I do not. I will have to inform you later. We'll be up on fourthandpain.com. Don't worry.
Absolutely. So let's turn our attention now to the AFC Championship game. Ray Lewis, the Baltimore Ravens, cannot say enough about what they've been able to accomplish this postseason. What they did out in Denver, everybody had written them off. Now they come east. They're going up 95. They're going to be at Tom Brady, the New England Patriots. Goldberg, does the dream season, the swan song for Ray Lewis's career, continue, or is this Brady's time for redemption? Does he head back to the Super Bowl?
I think Brady redeems himself as much as I want to see Ray Lewis play, 50 more games, let alone one more. I think that, they're on an emotional high. It's a tough one to pick. Picking with my heart would be going for the Ravens because, like I said, I want to watch Ray play again. But I think Brady's time to shine again.
Adam, what about you? How are you seeing this one?
Well, I just want to start off by saying I'm rooting for the Ravens. I want to see Ray Lewis in the Super Bowl again. I want to. The Patriots get in every year. It seems like they're in there every year. I want to see somebody different, and I want to see a guy who's finishing out his 17-year career on a very high note. Unfortunately, I think the Patriots, they just have too much firepower. Tom Brady is a great quarterback, one of the greatest ever. I think they're going to edge him out.
Yeah, you talk about Tom Brady. Well, last weekend's win, that put him ahead of Joe Montana. He's now the winningest quarterback in NFL postseason history. I think he has something like 17 postseason wins now.
Well, now that brings up a question that was posed on SportsCenter on ESPN this week. Greatest postseason quarterback of all time, Joe Montana or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
You
Just
take
by
Tom
wins
Brady?
alone. Absolutely. I'm taking Tom Brady.
Who would you take, Goldberg?
Oh man, that one's tough. That's tough. I mean, it's based upon I don't know. I gotta go Montana.
A flair for the classic. I like it. But what about you?
Cool. You knew where I was going.
Well, to me, Brady is 3-2 in the Super Bowls. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. To me, the difference maker is Montana is 4-0 in the Super Bowls. And to me, he's my favorite quarterback. To me, he is the greatest of all time. If I had to pick one guy, I would take Joe Montana.
You would take Joe Montana?
I would.
Hey, I know Montana, and I don't know Brady, so I'll base my decision based on that. Montana's a good guy.
There you go.
Who don't you know? I swear I want your life, man.
I think you want anybody else's life.
Good Lord. You know, one of these... God,
Yeah.
that is unbelievable. You know I know Joe. Joe's a great guy. The fact that you even call him Joe makes me like you that much more.
Yeah, Joe, we play poker on Thursday nights. No big deal.
So those are our picks. And remind you, you can pick along with us at fourthandpain.com. And don't forget, tweet us your picks at Fourth and Pain. Each and every week, we're going to be picking one fan to represent all the fans to pick the games with us. Just tweet us at Fourth and Pain using the hashtag Goldberg Picks. Do you have San Francisco, Atlanta, Baltimore, New England? Who's going to the Super Bowl? Let us know. And with that, let's turn our attention to another quarterback. Let's turn our attention back here locally in Washington, D.C. And Goldberg, I'm curious because still, despite the fact that the surgery was a week ago at this point, despite the fact that the Redskins have been eliminated from the playoffs, all of the talk in Washington still centers around the knee of Robert Griffin III. Is he going to be ready in time for the start of next season? Well, according to Dr. James Andrews, who performed the surgery, he will be. But we're talking about a complete knee reconstruction, LCL and ACL. Just curious, based off of your fan opinion, we know you're not privy to all of the doctor information. Nobody really is except for Robert, Dr. Andrews, and Mike Shanahan. But do you think he will be ready in time for the start of next season?
That's a really tough question, man. I mean, I don't have enough info. I hope he's ready. I hope as a fan, as you know, I want to say his friend. I definitely want him to be ready for the Redskins. I want him to be ready. As far as differing opinions are concerned, I mean, since the beginning of time, doctors haven't agreed, and this isn't the first by any stretch. I mean, Andrews, his reputation speaks for itself. He works with the NFL. He works with various teams. I don't know if the other doctors have actually seen him and seen RG3 in person, so I don't know if they can give a true opinion about what's going on. But, truth be told, and Adam can tell you this, Andrews is extremely aggressive in his rehab. I don't know how it compares to modern technology and the new orthopedists, on the map that compare to Andrews. But he is extremely aggressive. I mean, once you get out of surgery, he wants range of motion in the post-operative room. So,
wow.
If Andrews thinks he can be ready, then I think there's a distinct possibility. I don't think Andrews is basing it upon anything but experience and fact. So he is a person who's made his name on his reputation, and I don't think he's just giving answers, shot out of his ass. Pardon my French, but.
I think that's American.
So I trust him. I trust him. So.
Well, he speaks the truth, because I've had a surgery on each one of my shoulders, my ankle, and now the knee. So I've had 4. But Andrews did my right shoulder, the very first one I ever had. And I remember coming out of anesthesia. First thing I did was puke all over the place. The second thing I did was they grabbed my shoulder, my right shoulder, and they started moving it around.
Oh,
and I was literally half a second from punching the stupid PT in the face. She was mad at me because I was crying like a little girl, and I was mad at her because she was making me cry like a little girl, and I didn't appreciate it. But that's just exactly how he approaches his rehab, and that's what they're going to be doing with Robert, and that's why he has such great success.
And Goldberg, you've undergone the knife with Dr. Andrews before, correct?
Oh yeah, he did my shoulder, my right shoulder. Matter of fact, back in I think 1920 or something like that.
Who's older, you or Andrews?
Long time ago.
Yeah, well,
that's really funny, dude.
I would never make an old joke or gray hair joke. That's just not my style.
Oh, good
yeah.
Lord.
Well, as a friend told me the other day, and I'd asked him about the Grecian formula thing. He said, Goldberg, don't ever worry about it, because I view you as the silverback gorilla.
I like
so,
it.
I kind of took that as a really big compliment. So I'm
that.
pretty much cool in my gray skin.
Trent Williams will also like that.
Yeah, Trent Williams is silverback.
Exactly.
There you go.
Last question here before we let you go. Completely off topic, but a cousin reminded me this week, Goldberg, of the time that way back when we went to go see a WCW Thunder live broadcast at the Patriots Center in Fairfax, Virginia. And before the show, you were out back with one of the production crew just tossing around a football. And lo and behold, I forget who throws it, but it's an errant throw, and it winds up inside of a generator or one of the TV trucks, and it proceeds to start smoking profusely. Do you have any recollection of this?
I'd say the fifth.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
And hey, I was a defensive lineman, man. I don't have an arm.
Hey, I said I have no recollection as to who threw that ball. I was just as happy to throw it on, pin it on that production person, my man.
Yeah, let's just stick with that.
There we go. It was a production person. Darn you.
All right. Well, Goldberg, best of luck to you as it stands here because of the difference in picks in the NFC Championship game. You definitely have an opportunity to continue to make up some ground. So we wish you well there. Maybe you can become not only the regular season champion, but the postseason champion. And don't forget, make your picks with us at fourthandpain.com using the hashtag Goldberg Picks. And so with that, we are fresh out of time. Goldberg, thank you so much.
You go, gentlemen. It was always a pleasure and an honor to be involved with such a historic radio show.
We appreciate it.
Historically mediocre. And with that, I'm Chuck Carroll. Thank you so very much for believing in our weirdness.
Adam Carriker, largest arms on the D-line. Peace out, Fourth and Painters.